Knock, knock. Who's there? Interrupting cow. Interrupting moo. There's my stupid knock, knock joke that I love. Um, hey, if you guys ever want to tell me a stupid joke, I can be, as we were discussing the temperaments, I will laugh the loudest. I am very joyous at the stupidest jokes. I love dad joke accounts. But do you have an interrupting cow? Do you have an interrupting kid? Let's talk about it. We all do. They all love to interrupt, especially when you are sitting down with some girlfriends for a cup of coffee or you're trying to talk to your parents or something. So, I'm specifically talking about kids who interrupt adult conversations. When you have a moment of downtime and you are literally in the middle of a conversation. And yes, you do have to set up some parameters, or this can be situational. So like if you're sitting down with a girlfriend for a cup of coffee and the kids are playing in the backyard and your eyes aren't on them and a kid comes running in and interrupts you, obviously we want to pay attention. Maybe somebody got hurt, maybe somebody needs something right away. But for a lot of kids, they have just gotten used to interrupting and having whatever they need, having that acknowledged and met right away. This creates needy kids. Okay, it really does. And I have seen a bunch of crazy shit online, of course, where parents are like, no, I will let my kid interrupt. I want them to know that they're important and I will attend to their every need whenever. And then these same parents are going to hire me telling me that they got a Klingon level 5 and that they can't make a move without their kid. And I have several friends actually who've been complaining about this, especially in older kids, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They that just linger around their mom, especially, even in situations where they're at a playground or a trampoline park, like they're doing a kid activity, a kid focused activity, and they won't leave mom's side. They're kind of hanging all over her and just constantly interrupting. And or I know this kid. There's one in every friend group. There's a kid who loves to linger on the outskirts of adult conversation, right? Lingers and then will say, "Oh, who?" Like they'll interrupt, which is stupid. They should never make their presence known if that's what they like, right? They want to be part. They should be quiet. And they interrupt, and then now they're part of an adult conversation. And I don't think that's right either. So, what do we do about interrupting kids? I think it is good and fair to, number one, tell kids to go play. Kids should not be lingering when you get some freaking time with your girlfriend or your mom or whatever, and you want to have a cup of coffee and some adult conversation. There is nothing wrong with go play. Go play, get out of here, go outside, go with the other kids. Constantly say that, guys. It's not fair to you to have a kid who now has other kids in a kid-friendly environment who now has to stick around and cling on you. That's not good or healthy for either of you, and you deserve some time away. Okay, so number one, there's that. Now, if a kid is constantly interrupting, I think it's fair and good that you finish your thought. You don't have to finish the whole story, but you and the other person need to finish their thought. So whether your kid's interrupting the other person or you, I think it's okay to make them wait the 2 or 3 seconds for the person to finish a sentence or two. I think it is extremely rude to let our kids interrupt mid thought. You stop talking to another adult to attend to your child. Okay. Now, when they're 18 months, yeah, of course, but that kid's probably not going to play by themselves anyway, right? So a lot of this is situational and a lot of this is depending on the age. And the younger your child is, the less time you have to respond to them, right? Like they're going to need a response fairly quickly. But here's something I learned when Pascal was like little, and I wanted to share it with you. I did not come up with it. I'm sure I learned it from somebody online. So it is, you have your child put their hand on your arm or your hand. Then when they want to interrupt, they don't say anything. They just put their hand on your hand or arm. And then you touch their hand. You don't even have to look at them to say, I hear you. I understand that you would like my attention. Hang on. The other person finishes their conversation. You say, excuse me 1 second. And then you attend to your child. Look them in the eye. Yes, what can I do for you? The reason I bring this up is because I was at a social event with Pascal and I was talking to some friends and he put his hand on my arm. And it took me a minute to recognize what he was doing. And when I finished my thought and I turned to him, I was like, yes. And he was like, oh, I didn't want, I'm interrupting you. And I was like, holy shit. Pascal is 19, you guys. He hasn't done this trick in years, but that's how much it has stuck around. He literally is still doing it at 19 years old. Okay. And so this is a great trick. It does take some time to build the skill though. Okay. It's not going to come naturally. I think with Pascal, it took months, maybe like 4 months before we had this down to a routine. And what it involved is he would interrupt and I would, obviously I'd interrupt the conversation. I'd say, put your hand on my arm, or I'd just point to my arm and he would do that. And then he'd still try to talk and I'd be like, mm-mm. I'd hold up like a 1 second, hold on. And then I would attend to him. And obviously he started this maybe when he was like 3, and it took some time to build the skill. And clearly he interrupted me. I could have listened to the interruption, and instead I used that time to build the skill. But it saves your ass, it saves your sanity when you have an interrupting kid. And you have to be consistent with it for a little while, and then it will be great. It will stick. And the bonus is not only does it save your sanity, you get to finish your thought, and you're raising a kid who doesn't just interrupt and expect everything to be met on a dime, but here's a little bonus. The world thinks you have the most polite kid. So I love those moments where like you teach a skill because it's saving your sanity, and everybody's like, oh my God, your kid is so nice. They don't interrupt. How do you do that? And you build a skill. So hand on your arm or hand, you touch it to acknowledge, and it will take time. And you may have to, when they're little, you may have to look at them as well as touch their hand, but it's super effective. And yeah, I can't stand interrupting kids. And I also think that we have a culture right now that is so immediate. If I go to social events now, and I am shocked at the attention span adults have, which is not anything. You cannot even, I have interesting stories, guys. I do interesting things. I have an interesting past, and you can't even tell a story anymore. And people are looking away. They're looking at their phone. We are in, I think we're coming to a point in time where money's not going to be any good, but that attention will be the economy, because it is in short supply. And so we really want to cultivate that in our kids. All right. That's it for interrupting cows. Bye.